Hi everyone, welcome to Doris and Kiss. If you're new here, my name is Doris. I'm a mom of four and I am currently in a divorce process, so I'm a single household. So I'm learning how to budget. This is my second month budgeting. My first month I have the video on the channel when I try to figure out a lot of things, and I'm still trying to figure out a lot of things. So this is just me learning about my money and how to manage my money. So this is just my planner that I'm using for budgeting right now, and I have like papers in the back that I'm going to use. This is from my last month budget, so we are going to use this page for this month's budget. I'm going to take this out so it can be a little bit easy to write because I have these folders in here, so it's kind of hard to write with that. So I'm going to move this up here, and we're going to use these two pages for planning for November budget. Okay, so my last video, in there I explained that I'm a month ahead because my car got hit with the Texas storm that happened. I got some money from the insurance, so I used that to give me a month ahead of my budget. So this is November budget, but I'm using the money that I got in October to plan for November. So I'm going to just start by first talking about my loans. I have loans. In my first video, I didn't talk about any debt because I was trying to figure out what kind of money I have coming in and how I need to better spend it. But this month, I'm going to include all my debt on here. And hopefully I don't have a heart attack because I haven't really looked at my debt, especially my student loan, because I don't have to make a payment on it right now. Even though it does have interest going on it, it's just the last thing on my mind right now is student loan. I'm more about keeping a roof over my kids and my head right now. So I have not been worried about student loans. Right here, we're going to put all my debt up here. I don't know how I'm going to set this up. I really do need a budget planner. Like, seriously. So for my debt, my first debt I have up here is my federal student loan. I have 3 federal student loan, so I'm gonna list it like it's listed on the website. So I have AC debt. Okay, so that's the name of the debt. I'm gonna put the amount, and then I can put the interest on here. Okay, so my first debt is going to be called the AC debt, and I have $23,583.65, and the interest on there is 5% interest. And the next debt on there is AD, and that is $5,758.87, and that have 4.3% interest. And my next debt is called AE debt, and that is $8,487.68, and that is 4.3% interest. My next debt I have is Wells Fargo. That was private loan. This is all federal student loan, and my next one is private loan, and that is Wells Fargo's. I feel like I spelled that wrong, but that has $21,096.03. So my Wells Fargo doesn't have any interest right now because that account was closed. I don't know how I got lucky, but that account was closed, so it's not incurring any interest. It's just the amount that I have on there. So that is a 0% interest. And then this is all from my student loan. I also have credit card debt that I used to try when my husband first left and I didn't have any money and things like that. I used some credit card to try to pay bills and things like that. So I do have that bill on there. So here, I have 5 credit cards right now, and I'm not a crazy spender when it comes to credit cards, so that's something I'm not worried about. So me having 5 credit cards, I'm not worried about me going over on it. I got those credit cards because of emergency and trying to build my credit score, which was great because when I did need it to pay bills, I had a credit card to be able to use it. So on there, so I have 5,600. I wrote this down somewhere. Okay, $5,648.10. So, and that is 15% interest. That is very high. Why did I put that? 15% interest on there. So, this does not include my medical bills because I did have to have a procedure. And I have medical bill from that, but I applied for financial help through the hospital, and I'm waiting for that if I can add it on here because it's not incurring any interest right now. So I'm trying to focus on things that are having more interest because that is just going to be more money. And hopefully I can get some kind of financial assistance from the hospital and I can have a better understanding of how much I owe to them. The first thing I'm going to focus on is my credit card debt because it's 15% interest and that is very high. So if I can get that out of the way, I can start working on these 2 debts. The Wells Fargo is not having any interest on them. So I'm probably going to put a bare minimum on there whenever I have the funds, or just focus on these and then come back to that because it's still going to be the exact same amount while these are going to be increasing. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to list my bills down and I'm going to just write bills, budget, and then actual. So, okay, so the first thing on here is my rent. All my bills that I'm usually paying that I need to basically survive on here. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. But yeah, so I'm just going to put what a budget and what I'm actually going to spend for them. My rent is $375. My electricity, last month I spent $198. So I'm going and I budgeted $200 for it last month. So I cut it real close. So this month I'm gonna budget $250 because winter is here and we may use the heater. Even though we have a wood stove, we may end up using the heater if the wood stove goes off in the middle of the night or something like that. So I'm just gonna increase that budget amount and just work on unplugging everything and hope that we can decrease the amount and that can be pulled into something else. So $250. For my charge, I'm still gonna budget $80. So I'm just gonna put that $80 in there. My phone and Abigail phone, both our phone is $60. I'm gonna see if I can try to decrease that because I'm paying Wi-Fi share, or I think that's what it's called, where I can share my Wi-Fi to another device on my phone. But whenever I try to do it, it doesn't work. So I'm gonna go to the store and see if I can take that off because I'm not using it and trying to decrease that bill. $60 for a phone, it is cheap, but to me, if I can save somewhere else, I'm going to try to. So I'm gonna go up there to Cookie and see if I can just take that off and lower my bill. So for my internet, I have Verizon and it's $50. My water bill, last month we paid $49.80 on there. And I budgeted $20 because our water is included in the rent unless it's above $50. It has been going above $50 and we had a water leak last month and things like that, so that was $49 something. So I'm going to just budget $40 in, that way I can be under, I'm hoping I can be under $40 in. For my propane, I'm still going to budget $100 even though it is winter and we might use the propane more for hot water. The household is still going to be $100 in there. And hopefully this month, I'm not spending on things that's not cleaning things, I can put that into sinking fund if I need to, because last month I spent my household budget on buying wood cut or axe and things like that to split it with. For my prime, $7.43, and I think I have the student discount, that's why $7.43, because I don't think that's the regular price. Therapy, as you can, a lot of stuff going on in therapy. I'm not gonna not go to therapy when I need help, so that's $56 a month, and that is cheap. But I go to a non-profit Christian organization therapy that give discounts, so that's what that is. For my life insurance, it's $15, and this is through USAA. I do have life insurance for my work that automatically take out of my check, so I'm not counting that in, but this is just extra insurance because I do have 4 kids, and if something happens, I want them to be taken well off. So I have 2 insurance, one through USA and one through my employer. So self-credit is a building to build your credit thing, and I have a $25 plan. So every month it's $25 out. And then for the Elephant Math, that's for math lesson for the kids, that's $15. And then for Spanish, that's $60 a month. And then for family fund, I'm going to put in $100 still. And for car gas, I'm still gonna put $320 because I spent $318 on there, and I don't plan on going anywhere. I did went out of town last month to Austin, so I think that's why my gas bill pushed up. But I don't have anywhere to go this month, I think. So I'm going to just leave that to $320. For my kids' allowance, it's still $45 for the allowance on that. That's between 4 kids. For PillFlex, I actually don't have PillFlex because I did a yearly thing, so I don't even have any payment on that. So I'm gonna take that off, and I'm not putting my insurance on here. That's gonna be into sinking funds and things like that. So talking about sinking funds, I have decided to set up a sinking fund or idea of things I want to save up, and then I can try to allocate whatever amount I have left on my budget sheet. I can try to allocate it into those things so I can have a tracking system of it. So I have a lot of things I want to be sinking funds, so I'm just going to start writing things. I'm going to just write it down and explain them. So this is what I'm currently thinking of for sinking funds, because this is stuff like off the bat coming to my head that I remember comes around every year the same time around. So if I can have a funds for that, I'm not dipping into my saving, and I'm not freaking out like something happened and things like that. So I want to have whatever extra money I have from all of this, I want to put that towards a sinking fund. And the first thing I want to do, I want to have emergency funds, because I did have $1,000 emergency fund, and I just kept going into it for emergencies. And the last month I have like $700 in there, but I don't right now have $484.43 in there. So I want to have, my first goal is to have at least $1,000 in there, which is not going to cover a month of bill, but that's my first goal, is I want to have $1,000 in there. And then later on, my second goal is to have 3 months of our expenses. And then so I'm going to have 1,000, add another 1,000 and 3,000, and keep going on until I have 3 months of all bills in there and not touch it. The next thing on here is holidays. We do celebrate Hanukkah. We started doing it a couple years ago. Instead of Christmas, we started celebrating more biblical holiday, and I want to keep that. And during the holidays, I want to be able to force things to give the kids forgive and things like that. So I want to start saving up for that. I want to make sure I have everything on there, because holidays coming up in 2 months, and I don't have anything in there for that. And homeschool come around every year. I have to buy homeschool curriculum books, art supplies, and things like that. And I want to be able to have money in there that is just allocated for that. That way I'm not trying to go into my budget, and things like that. I want to have a money in there. My car registration come around every year, same amount. So I need to be able to have money in there. And my premium, my car insurance, I do 6 months. So I want to be able to have 6 months in there. For the troop fees, my girls are in American Heritage Girls, and Sonny, the boy, he's in Trail Life. And Dorian is he's going to be eligible to join Trail Life next year. So I need to make sure I have fees for 4 of these kids. My troop, my American Heritage Girl troop, and the Trail Life, they're very good at letting me pay throughout the year. I just have to have on the payment before, I think a month before the program is out, and they're very good at allowing me to just pay $20 there and things like that. But I want to get out of that and just be able to have that fee, because I know how much it is every year, and be able to have that fee and pay for it to my troop, because they do have an event plan out throughout the year, and I want to be able to pay that way they can better be able to use that instead of them, not having enough funds. So I want to be able to have my fee set up for them. Birthday, the kid's birthday come around every year. It's the same day every year, so I want to be able to have money to buy birthday gifts. Sunny's birthday is next month, and I don't have birthday money for that right now, so I need to have birthday that I can celebrate a special day. Car repairs, I have an old car, so things break. A lot of my emergency fund went to fixing my car. Like, I had to get a new radiator, and then I have to get something else in my car. I forgot, buffer or something like that. It's got messed up. I had to fix my car door, the driver's seat doors. Good thing I learned how to do that, fix that myself. I repaired that. I had to fix the trunk. It wasn't staying up, so I had to buy parts for that. And there's a lot of issues happening with my car, so I want to have money for that instead of going to my emergency fund. So that's what the car repairs. And I also want to have money for tires, because I had to replace my tire, and it was like almost $800, I think. So I want to have a separate fund just for tires, that way I can replace it. Also, my kids need clothes. I want to have a budget for clothes on there. Even though I do shop second hands for clothes, I don't see the reason to buy brand new clothes for kids when they're just going to grow out of it in 3 months or so. I still want to have a budget for that. That way I know I have that when the kids need something, because right now winter is coming and I still haven't bought winter clothes because I don't have the funds for that. So this is all my goals. I may add more sinking funds on the more I go into my budget, but this is what of important to me right now, is things I want to focus on. So I'm gonna go for my emergency fund right now. My first goal is gonna be $1,000 on there, and then for holidays, if I can get at least $500 in there, that should be great. My homeschool, a lot of time I buy used book, and we use Ambleside online, so a lot of the book carry over. Like Sunny's in year 2 and Madison's year 3, so all I have to buy next year will be for year 4, and Abigail year 10, because she's about to start year 9 now, I think. So I only have to buy 2 years of school books, and I shop used book. I barely have any new books here, so I don't know how I'm gonna budget for that. But right now I'm just gonna try to get $500 in there. And then my car registration, I think it's 79 something, so I'm gonna put $80 on there. I need to double check. And then my insurance was almost $2,000 for that 6 months, so I'm gonna budget in $2,000. The troop fees for, let me see, I forgot how much the troop fees is. I have it written down somewhere, but yeah. So I'm gonna leave that blank right now. As you can see, I'm not prepared. I'm trying to work through this as I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing, so I should have wrote all this stuff down, but I know I need troop fee. I'm gonna add up for the boys and the girls, because I know what the girls is, but I don't remember what Child Life is, so I need to add that in. For birthday, I want to have at least to spend $100 each for birthday, because a lot of I don't buy material things. It's things that I shouldn't need, or I just give them the money. So I'm gonna do $400 in there, $100 per kid. My car repairs, with everything and how much I've been spending on there, I want to have at least $5,000 in there, because I have an old car. When I do have a new car, then I can lower that. But right now I'm gonna do $5,000, just because I've been spending a lot of money on car repairs, and I almost cry every time they tell me the bill. So for my tire, I'm just gonna put $500 in here for now, because I just got a new tire, and hopefully, I pray to God it doesn't go out for the next 6 months. So my goal right now is $500. For my kids' clothes, like I said, I do buy used clothes, so I'm just gonna do let me just put $500 in there and stuff. So I have a date up here. I'm not gonna put a date when this is due, because I don't know how much money I'm gonna have left over and things like that. So whenever extra I have left into, I'm just gonna spread it out and put it into things that's more important, like my emergency fund and my car repairs, because my car breaks down all the time and I need my car to go places. So this is what my sinking fund looks like, and this is my bills and my debt. So now I'm gonna go to how much money I have to spend for this month, and that is what I got in the month of October. So I should wrote this down on a little sticky notes. So I'm going to use the bottom of this for my income. So the first income I have is my September 27 bill. I didn't use any of that for my last month. I used my August 30 and my September 13 income. So this is all I have to work with for my budget to be able to use to pay my bills in November. So I'm just going to add that up and go from there and see how much I have. I am thinking that since I have this extra check for the next month, I can take that and put it into my holiday funds, because holiday is coming up and I do want to get the kids gift. So I'm thinking I can just put that through my holiday funds, and then for these 3 money I can use that for my bills for November. So I'm going to see how much these come up. If it's at least $2,600, that should be able to cover my bills, and then I can just put that for my holiday sinking funds. So 101. So that comes to, okay, so the total of this is $2,864.33. Okay, so this is what I have. Also, actually, I have another extra money from my college, because I paid for classes last year, and then I dropped those classes, so I got a credit, but I didn't track it down, so I thought it went into my account, and it did not. Apparently, the school had a system set up where they automatically set up another account through another bank that apparently I signed the paper. I didn't remember. So I had $300.67.50 sitting in an account. So I found the call, because I realized it wasn't in my account. Finding the call, and it told me, and it deposited that money, and that money was deposited in the month of October. So I'm going to use that to add it on my bill. So that is school refund. So that was $367.50. Okay, so I have that. I have these 2 extra money. So I'm thinking this can be for my Christmas. So I can put a $500 to my Christmas fund, and that will be covered on there for the holidays, and then that would leave me $83.36. And then I have another $367 on here that I can just allocate to one of these singing funds. And right now I think the most important is my emergency, but also I do want to start paying my student loan, because that interest rate is going on there. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this 3 something yet. I'm just trying to think about it, but I am going to put $500 into my holidays. So that's gonna leave me with $83. So I put $500. That's gonna leave me $83, and then at $83, I can try to. Where am I gonna put that? I can do my car registration, because my car registration is due in November. So then that's gonna cover that one, but I still will have to have saving for that for next year. But this year, my car registration is due on November 17, I think, or 16. So now I have a fund for it, and now I have a fund for holiday. God just working mysterious way, y'all. Like, seriously. So now I have this extra $367 that I can put through any of these. I may just put that half of that into my emergency fund, and then half of that I can put that into try to start working on my credit card. Right here I have the $5,000 because I have the higher interest, and I can just leave these behind and just focus on that. I have $2,864. I'm gonna go to my bills and see how much my bill's gonna be for the whole month to see what I'm working with. $1,698, and I have $2,864 to work with, and I'm just happy, y'all. I am just happy I have extra money in there. Oh Lord, I forgot about food. Oh, okay. So I forgot about food, y'all. I was like so happy right now. So I'm going to put food up here. Oh, Okay, so my food, I spent $948.20 on food last month. This is my last, so I'm going to budget, I'm going to try to budget $800 in, because I did buy a lot of bulk items last month. Like I refilled my beans, my lentils, my chickpeas, lentil, and things like that. I bought like 25 pounds bag of rice and things like that. So I did buy some bulk items, so that should carry me out throughout the month. So I'm going to lower my food budget from $900. I'm going to do $800 to see and try to work with that. And I did apply for food stamps, and it should tell me, I reapplied for food stamps. It should tell me on the 30th of this month, which is, actually, it should tell me like tomorrow. I think tomorrow is the last day for them to tell me if I qualify or not, because it's the 31st right now. So hopefully I can get something and get less than $100 or something to go through to help my food budget. But I'm gonna budget $800 in, because I did buy a lot of bulk item. So after that, I use a food stamp to buy a lot of bulk item to carry us through the month. So I'm gonna just use $800. So I'm gonna add that to what I have up here. What did I just do? Okay, so that gives me $2,498. So the total for all of this it's hard for me to see on this calculator. $2,498.43. Whew, I'm like trying to figure everything and it's like a mess right now. All my bill add up. This is what I'm gonna be spending this month, which is $2,000. Oh, I wish it was $200. $2,498.43. And with these 3 checks that I want to use for my bill, I have $2,864 $33. So if I stick to my budget, I should be over again and have extra money to save. And I'm so happy, y'all, because I'm always worried I'm gonna be under and have to use my credit card again, and I don't want to do that. I want to just keep moving forward. Sinking funds, I'm gonna find out where I want to put this and spread it out, but it's probably gonna go to my emergency fund, because I only have $400 and $70 or $80 in there. So if I can put that on, then that would just increase my goal to having $1,000. Yeah, so this is what I came up with. I have my debt on top, and I have the amount and my interest on there. So I'm gonna try to tackle my credit card debt, because the 15% interest is gonna just go up. Yeah, so then I have my bills up here, and then I have my total amount of what all my bills gonna be, and I'm gonna close it out at the end of the month to see what I should have spent in my total, to see if I save anything on that. This is my goal for my sinking funds I want to fill out, that I want to have in there. So this is just coming out idea of a budget for my sinking fund, because if I have these filled out, it would just take a load off my head. This is my income that I'm going to be using, because I'm a month ahead. Thank you so much for sticking around, and have a blessed day.